Hello guys, in this lesson what we're going to do is we're going to look at a web service, a local web service to our phone application. Um, Now again, your phone application can consume many web services online or locally, uh, but in this lesson we'll just look at a local one. Okay, for this to work I'm going to put a couple of controls on the page. I'm going to put a text block here. Okay, and I'll call this LBL display as usual. LBL display. So this will display whatever we are having returned from the web service. Okay, I'm going to put a button on here to get the value. Okay, I'll just put get data here. Get data. Okay, and I'll call this BTN get, or whatever you want. Okay, and again, all the action is going to go behind the get button here on this. Okay, now in order for us to start using this, what I need to do is what's called import a web service, or begin a web service. Now I'm going to create one in Visual Web Developer, so I'm going to open up Visual Web Developer. Okay, again I'm using the Express version here, and I'm going to go New Project. The project is going to be Visual C and come down to WCF, so it's going to be a WCS service application, and I'm going to call it WCF there, so you can see the name, and I'm just saving it in my documents. I'll click OK. Okay, so you can see there it pops up. I'll just unpin it here and make it a little bit bigger. Okay, as you can see here, there's two methods in this. Okay, so we've a get data method. Okay, it's a string which returns string format. You entered a value, so therefore it takes an int value, so we'll pass in an int value. Okay, and then we have the composite data contract there. Again, we'll talk about that at a later stage. Okay, now what I need to do is, I could add more to this, but what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to build it. Okay, so build the application. Okay, you'll see it building there. Okay, and there's the local host for this. Okay, which is that URL there. And you can see there the two methods inside. So I'm just going to copy that address, and I'm going to open up a browser here, paste that in. Okay, I'll just resize this browser so you can see it a bit better. Okay, so you can see there it's coming up with localhost. Okay, and the actual SVC, so 60882 is what it's calling it there. And again, you can click on these links yourself. So really what I want to do is copy this URL. Now I'm going to leave the actual browser open, okay, because again my phone application will have to access that, so I'll just leave it open. Now how I add the web service to it is if I right click the Solutions Explorer and come down and add service reference. Okay, and you can see I get a pop-up box here, and I'm just going to paste in the URL. Again, that's what I copied from Visual Web Developer, and I'll click go. And you can see there's the service, okay, which the two methods inside it. There's my get data one, that's the one I'm going to use. And again, I'm going to call this SER REF, service reference. I just wanted a smaller one there. Okay, and I'll click OK. So let that build away. And if we look up here in our Solutions Explorer, I'll just minimize that. You can see here I have a service reference, and there's my serref. Okay, referencing that particular service. Okay, now I'm going to want to use this now, so let's go back to my behind the button. Okay, and first I'm going to type in serref. Okay, dot. Okay, and you can see there it's created a service one client. Okay, that's the one I want, and give that a name, new client or my client or client. Let's search for my client. Okay, and I'm going to set that to a new Okay, and okay. Uh, okay. Now what we want to do is access the actual method itself and pass in some data. Okay, but before we can do that, we have to add an exception handler, because again, with a phone, again, it needs in relation to making the connection, it could be sitting around waiting for that. So again, this is handled in an event handler. So I'm going to say my client dot. Okay, and what I'm looking for here is get data completed. Okay, so get data completed. Okay, and I'm going to use the plus add. Again, you'll use this a lot during this. So plus equals, sorry, should I say? Plus equals. And notice here that I have it's asked me to press tab to insert. So I'll press tab. Okay, and that puts in the whole series there, and I'll press tab again, and notice that it puts in the actual event handler for my client get data completed. Okay, okay, so we have the void my client get data completed. Okay, the next thing I need to do up here is pass in the actual. Remember that the method of the get data method is actually looking for an integer argument. Okay, so it'll be my client. Okay, and what I'm looking for, again, all data passed here will be asynchronous. So I'm looking to get data asynchronously. So I'll take that method. Okay, which is a method. And what I need to do is pass in, it's looking for an int value, so I'll just pass in 121. Okay, like that. Okay, in relation to this, the throw new implement, I'll just delete out that. What I'll have here for the event will be the event handler will be lbl display dot text. Okay, and I'm going to set that to e dot result. Okay, there's the result property there. Okay, and terminate the line. Okay, so really what I want to do is just when I pass in, when I run this and click that, I've passed in a value 121, and what I want to be able to do is that will just show a returned. Okay, from that method. If we actually look at that method here, it should show you entered, and 121 should come up. Okay, so let's run our emulator. Okay, so here we are up and running, and I'll click on get data. Okay, so again, the button has invoked the web service and it returned you entered 121. Okay, that's the use of a web service. Okay, again, there are many online web services that we could use as well. Okay, thank you for your attention.